What would you do if you knew exactly how the world was going to end, and that you were the one destined to fall? For Odin, the All-Father of the Norse gods, this wasn't a nightmare, it was a roadmap. In the modern world, we see the Norse gods as superheroes, unbeatable, immortal, and perfect. But the real Viking legends tell a much darker story. It's a story of a family torn apart by secrets, a father obsessed with control, and a blood brother who was pushed until he finally broke. Today we're going beyond the movies. We're exploring the full timeline of the Aesir family, from Odin's desperate search for wisdom to the moment the light went out in Asgard, and finally, to the fire that consumed the universe. This is the rise and fall of the Aesir. Every story in Asgard starts with Odin's obsession. He was the king, but he was a king who lived in fear of a single word, Ragnarok. To prevent the end of days, Odin was willing to pay any price. Most people know he gave up an eye, but the reason is what matters. He traveled to the roots of Yggdrasil to find Mimir's well. Mimir was a being of ancient memory, and his water held the secrets of the future. When Odin asked for a drink, Mimir didn't ask for gold. He asked for Odin's right eye. Odin didn't stop there. To learn the magic of the runes, he pierced himself with his own spear and hung from the world tree for 9 days and nights. He sacrificed himself to himself. He gained the wisdom he wanted, but it came with a curse. He now knew exactly how his sons would die, how his kingdom would burn, and who would be responsible. This knowledge changed him. He stopped being just a father and started being a strategist, treating his own children like pieces on a chessboard. And that is where the trouble truly began. Then there are the brothers. In the myths, Thor and Loki aren't brothers by blood. Loki is actually a giant who swore a blood oath to Odin, making him Thor's step-uncle in a way. Thor was the golden boy. He was the protector of humanity, the man of action. If there was a problem, he hit it with a hammer. But the gods had a secret. They needed Loki. Every great weapon the gods possessed, Thor's hammer, Odin's spear, even the walls of Asgard, existed because Loki outsmarted someone to get them. But the gods never let Loki forget he was an outsider. They used his brilliance and then mocked his nature. Thor was the one they cheered for. Loki was the one they blamed. This created a ticking time bomb in the heart of Asgard. While Thor was out defending the realms, Loki was in the shadows, growing tired of being the family's useful mistake. Odin's fear of the future reached its peak when he saw Loki's children. Prophecy said these three would lead the army that killed the gods. The Midgard serpent was cast into the sea. The wolf Fenrir was bound in chains. But the most tragic was Hel. She wasn't a monster, she was a girl born half-dead. Odin, terrified of what she represented, banished her to the coldest, darkest realm of the universe, Niflheim. He gave her a kingdom of the dead, essentially making her the jailer of every soul that didn't die in battle. Odin thought he was containing the threat. In reality, he was giving the army of the dead a queen who had every reason to hate him. By trying to bury his problems, he was just giving them time to grow. For a while, there was peace. This was the era of Baldur, Odin's favorite son. Baldur was so beautiful and kind that the sun itself seemed to shine for him. His mother, Frigg, had made every object on earth swear an oath never to hurt him. The gods made a game of it. They would throw spears and stones at Baldur just to watch them fall harmlessly to the ground. It was a symbol of Asgard's invincibility, but Loki found the loophole, the mistletoe. He didn't just kill Baldur, he tricked Baldur's own brother, the blind god Hoder, into doing it. When Baldur fell, the light literally left the world. The gods tried to bargain with Hel to bring him back, but Loki, disguised as an old giantess, refused to weep for him. Baldur stayed in the dark. The Golden Age was over. Everything Odin feared came true. The Fimbulwinter arrived, 3 years of winter with no summer. The brothers of the world turned against each other. Loki broke free. Hel opened the gates of the underworld. Fenrir swallowed the sun. In the final battle, Odin was consumed by the wolf. Thor killed the Midgard serpent but died from its venom only 9 steps later. Loki and Heimdall fell by each other's hands. The world was consumed by fire. Odin's plan had failed, or had it? Norse mythology ends with a surprise. Out of the ashes, a new world rises. The old gods are gone, but their children survive. Baldur returns from the underworld, no longer needing to hide. The story of the Aesir is a warning. We cannot control the future through fear. Odin tried to chain his destiny, but in doing so, he built the very world that destroyed him. Call to action. Which god do you think was most responsible for Ragnarok? Was it Odin's obsession or Loki's revenge? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to join us for our next journey into the Greek pantheon.